So if you're a founder in Nepal and you're thinking big, like legacy big, there's a good chance you've thought about going public. But what does that journey actually look like? Let's break it down.
I mean, it's the dream, isn't it? Ringing that bell, seeing your company's ticker on the Nepal Stock Exchange. NEPSI. It's that moment where you feel like you've really truly made it. It's a huge symbol of success.
But here's the thing. Behind all that glamour, there's a very demanding reality. We're not just talking about a financial move here. This is a complete transformation of your company from the inside out, and that's exactly what we're going to dig into.
Okay, so let's start with the good stuff, the promise. Why would anyone put themselves through this massive challenge? Well, the reasons are pretty powerful. And believe me, it's about way more than just raising a bunch of cash.
What's really cool here is that an IPO is basically a strategic toolkit. Yeah, of course you get access to way more capital for growth, but it's also about credibility. Being a public company just screams stability and transparency. That can help you land bigger clients, attract the best talent. It's a game changer. Plus, it gives your early investors a way out. And this is huge. You can start using your own stock to buy other companies. That is a massive lever for growth.
All right, so the vision sounds pretty good, right? But hold on. Before you even dream about an IPO, you have to clear the first hurdle, just meeting the basic bare minimum requirements to even exist as a public company.
And here it is, your first hard number. The Companies Act says you need at least 10 million Nepali rupees in paid-up capital. That's the floor. It's the absolute minimum you need in the bank, just to get incorporated as a public limited company. But, and this is a really important but, that 10 million is just the legal starting line. The regulators, especially the Securities Board of Nepal, or SEBON, they often want to see a much bigger number, especially for certain industries. So you have to look past the law books to what's actually being enforced right now. And it's not just about the money. There are a few other boxes you have to tick. You're going to need at least 7 founding shareholders, what they call promoters. Your company name has to be one of a kind, and it must end in limited. So your very first step, practically speaking, is to get online and reserve that name on the company registrar's portal, the CAMIS system.
So on paper, the whole process looks pretty simple. You reserve the name. Then you draft your company's core rulebooks, the Memorandum and Articles of Association, the MOA and AOA. You submit it all to the Office of the Company Registrar, the OCR. They approve it, and bam, you're a public company. But trust me, the devil is in the details of those documents.
Okay, listen up, because this tip right here could save you a ton of headaches and cash down the road. When you're writing those first documents, think 5 years ahead. Think about the IPO you want. Write the rules for share transfers, for your board structure, for everything you'll need for an IPO right then and there. Don't wait until you're in a mad rush to go public. So, congratulations, you're incorporated as a public company. Great, but actually selling your shares to the public? That's a whole other level. You've just unlocked a new set of gatekeepers. This is where SEBON really steps into the spotlight. They're going to want to see that you've been around, that you're profitable, that you have a real track record. You'll have to hire a licensed pro, an issue manager to guide you, and this is the big one. You need years of squeaky clean, audited financial statements ready for everyone in the world to pick apart.
Okay, let's fast forward. You did it. You cleared all the hurdles. Your IPO is a success. Pop the champagne. But now the real work begins. Because from this day forward, your company will never, ever operate the same way again.
And this comparison just lays it all out, doesn't it? When you were private, you could keep things quiet, be flexible. Now, everything is public. Your financials, your strategy, everything. Your governance is super strict. You answer to thousands of shareholders you've never met. And you've got this constant pressure from the market to deliver results this quarter.
This is such a critical warning. If you aren't ready for the constant costs and the intense scrutiny, that amazing IPO story of yours, it can flip and become your biggest weakness, fast. This is a marathon, not a sprint, and you have to build the company to run that marathon every single day.
And let's be real about what this means day to day. We're not just talking about hiring a lawyer. We're talking about building an entire compliance department. Every big idea you have gets debated out in the open, and you're always on edge, waiting for the next rule change from SEBON or NEPSI. That is the price you pay for access to public money.
So, you've weighed the incredible potential against the very, very real costs. How do you actually decide? How do you make the call for your business, right here, right now?
This matrix is a fantastic way to just do a quick gut check.
So look at the green lights. Do you need so much capital that private funding just won't cut it? Are you trying to build a massive household name? Now the red lights. Can you truly afford the high ongoing costs? Does your business model fall apart if all your secrets are out in the open? You got to be brutally honest with yourself here.
At the end of the day, it all boils down to this one question. Going public isn't just a goal you reach, it's a permanent commitment to a totally new way of life for your company. It's an incredibly powerful path, for sure, but it demands that you are ready for everything that comes with living in the spotlight.